Okay, let's dive right in. We're living in this world of just incredible urban complexity. I mean, our cities have become these sprawling, overwhelming, almost unmanageable places. So the huge question is, how in the world do we even start to manage them, let alone design them for a better future?
You know, the material we're looking at today opens with this really powerful image. Just picture it. You're on a plane, circling the land, and you look down. What you see is this damning story of our failure, just endless cookie-cutter grids of sprawl. Sure, they might be efficient in some ways, but they're totally missing the soul, that spark, that richness that makes city life amazing. And this isn't just about looks. It's a deep, fundamental breakdown of how we've always tried to plan our cities.
And that really gets to the heart of it, doesn't it? That's the central question we're tackling here. If our old-school top-down blueprint approach is totally broken, and our cities have just outgrown our ability to control them, well, what's next? Where do we even begin to shape what comes next? To answer that, first we've got to understand why the old way failed so spectacularly. We need to take a hard look at what our cities have actually become.
And the answer, the real game changer, lies in this idea from complexity science. Cities aren't machines we can just engineer with a wrench and a manual. They are complex adaptive systems. Think of them less like a car and more like a coral reef. They're living ecosystems where millions of people making millions of tiny decisions every day create these huge, unpredictable patterns that no single planner could ever control. So, if we can't control them, we have to learn to cultivate them instead. Now, this really breaks down the problem. For decades, planning was all about what's called tree-like thinking. It's like sorting your Legos into separate, neat little bins, residential here, commercial over there, but doing that actually killed the very thing that makes cities great, the messy, spontaneous, overlapping chaos that people like Jane Jacobs championed. The reality is that a living city is a semi-lattice, a rich, jumbled, beautifully complicated network.
Okay, so, new reality, right? If cities are these complex, self-organizing things, then our old rulebook is pretty much useless. We're going to need a completely new toolkit just to get a handle on them.
And here it is. This is the new toolkit. And it's this amazing mashup of three super powerful fields. First, you've got complexity science, which gives us the why, the theory to understand how cities actually work. Second is urban informatics, which is the what's happening right now, using all this real-time data to see the city breathe. And third, you've got urban AI, which is the what if, using all that data to explore thousands of possible futures we could never dream up on our own. Now that last one, urban AI, to really get the sheer creative power of it, we need to take a little detour. We're going to talk about a board game, but trust me, this isn't just any game. This is the story of one single move that completely changed how we think about creativity itself.
So, picture this. It's March 2016. You've got Lee Sedol, a legend, basically the Michael Jordan of the ancient game of Go. And he's facing off against this AI from Google DeepMind called AlphaGo. The whole world is watching this showdown, human intuition versus pure, raw machine logic.
And then, it happens. Game 2. AlphaGo plays move 37. And everyone watching, everyone, thinks it's a bug, a mistake. The move is so bizarre, so alien, that in the thousands of years humans have played this game, no one had ever even considered it. But it wasn't a mistake. It was pure genius. And you just have to hear this reaction from another Go master, Fan Hui. He didn't say it was smart or effective. He looked at this move from a machine and said, "So beautiful." Think about that for a second. An AI didn't just win a game. It created something a human expert considered a work of art.
So, here is the huge takeaway. Move 37 showed us that the world of possible solutions, the solution space, is just way, way bigger than we ever imagined. We humans, we tend to stick to the paths we know. But an AI, it can explore the entire wilderness and find these incredible, hidden shortcuts that we would never stumble upon. All right, let's bring that incredible idea back to our cities. Because this isn't science fiction. It's happening right now. You have platforms like SpaceMaker AI that are finding their own Move 37s for architecture. There was this one project where the AI suggested a building design that looked totally wrong. It went against all the conventional wisdom, but guess what? It was better. Better sunlight, less noise, better views for residents. It just flat out worked better. So you might be thinking, okay, if the machine is so smart, are human designers basically obsolete? Well, no, not even close. It just changes the job description. And that brings us to this really cool idea of playing as a centaur.
Yeah, the term comes from chess legend Garry Kasparov. After he famously lost to the supercomputer Deep Blue, he started experimenting. What if a human and an AI worked together? And what he found was mind-blowing. The best player wasn't the strongest grandmaster, and it wasn't the most powerful machine. It was a pretty good human with a regular laptop who had the best process for working together. The collaboration, that was the magic ingredient.
And this is exactly what that new workflow looks like for designing our cities. It's not a straight line anymore. It's a loop. It's a dance. The AI generates thousands of options. Some are crazy, some are brilliant. And the human team steers, refines, and adds that crucial layer of judgment and creativity. It's a true partnership, a back and forth.
Now, the ultimate playground for this kind of teamwork is something called a digital twin. Seriously, think of it like playing SimCity, but it's a perfect virtual copy of a real city, constantly fed with real-time data on traffic, energy, you name it. It's a safe sandbox where we can try out wild ideas and see what happens, all without breaking anything in the real world.
Which brings us to what is, honestly, the most important question in all of this. In a world with these hyper-intelligent machines, what's our job? What can we do that they can't?
Yeah, let's just ask it plainly. If an AI can come up with Move 37 or design a better building than a seasoned architect, what are we here for? And to answer that, let's go back to Kasparov for this just beautiful story. He talks about this one game where he saw a series of moves and he knew it wasn't the single most perfectly calculated move a computer would make. But the idea was so beautiful, so elegant, that he just had to play it. He was moved by it. And AI doesn't feel beauty. It doesn't get goosebumps from a brilliant idea. So, there's our new job description. The AI does the heavy lifting, the insane number crunching. It shows us what's possible. But we, the humans, we bring everything else. We bring the judgment, the ethics, that sense of beauty we just talked about, and maybe most importantly, we handle the messy human stuff, the politics, the community meetings, the social trade-offs.
And that's the bottom line, isn't it? A machine can optimize. It can give you the most efficient answer every single time. But it can't be captivated. It can't fall in love with an idea. That ability to be moved, to pursue a vision, that's our human superpower.
And so that leaves us with this final, really powerful thought to chew on. Maybe we've been looking at our cities all wrong. A city isn't a math problem that we can just solve with the right algorithm. It's more like a garden. It's a living, breathing condition. And our new role, armed with these incredible tools, isn't to be the master planner with a perfect blueprint. It's to be the thoughtful gardener, to cultivate the conditions for a richer, more humane, and more beautiful urban life to grow.